Okay, so we shall continue with the class. Last time I gave some, we didn't have any introduction yet. I gave some background of what this course will look like, and also then I asked you to do certain things, right? Ask you to go and find certain information. Before that, I think let's let's do some ta'aruf a bit. Maybe we don't have to record this ta'aruf. It's so noisy over here. There's a lorry that trying to they are trying to put sand, not sand, tanah apa? It's not a sand. That to the lorry put the what's tanah? Sand is like
cement.
Not cement. Huh?
Tar.
Not tar. It's like dirt. Like dirt maybe more accurate. Put some dirt, pasir, tanah, on to make it level, to make a housing. So it's very annoying. Okay. Now let's since many of you came to IIM accidentally and some of you come because of I don't know whether you know the spirit of IIM or no. So you're in your 4th year. Let me remind everybody regarding this. Before that, I told for those who just joined this class, I told in the first class you can change you can take other electives. You are not obliged to take this elective. There are many other electives. You can even take elective of communication, even other department. It's not difficult. It's just it needs one signature and or 2 signatures only. So you can go to the academic advisor to talk about this. No, if the academic advisor say cannot, you tell me, because sometimes but I think the academic advisor now knows you can take from different program and different departments, inshallah. Okay, so because otherwise I told you this subject, this course, if you miss one, I say one class, you have a high chance of failing this subject, because if you miss one, you cannot carry on. So if you are the kind that like to miss classes, this is not the class for you. Maybe other classes you miss 1 or 2, you can still cope by learning and studying, but this class you cannot. So I'm just warning you up front, and I'm sure you want to take care of your CGPA. You don't want to fail your elective. So if that's the case, then you are still, I don't know, can you still add and drop this week? Tak boleh lah. Cannot. But if you really want, I can talk to the academic advisor, but maybe there's some, you need to pay some fine. Okay, so because otherwise you better do the decision now rather than suffer the whole semester. Okay, right, mana tadi? Let me share my screen. Okay, so I put the link of the Google Classroom in the Telegram. So somebody copy paste and put it again in the Telegram, in the Google Classroom, where I put all the slides. Okay, all my slides are there, but there's a warning to the slide. This is very important warning. The slide, you do not trust everything in the slide. Wow, how come you give a slide that you cannot trust? Yeah, that's why you have to come to the class. Not everything in the slide I will cover, and there are things which are not in the slide I will cover. There are things which are in the slide which I will not cover. So therefore you have to come to class to know which one that will cover and which one not. Okay, so but it's there. You can go and look at the slides, and there are also books. If you look in the course outline, you can download also from the Google Classroom the course outline. There are recommended books. The books are very good. Okay, so I suggest you to go and find the book in the library. There are also soft copy of the books around. Okay, if you try to find hard enough, you find the what do you call it, the soft copy of the book. Okay, so I will share again my slide now. I think we covered this before, right? So you have the 5% there. Okay, so I will cover this now. IUM vision and mission. So normally you know IM mission triple ICE, but I don't know whether you understand or not, right? IUM is a special university. It's not like QM, it's not like UTM, it's not like UTP, it's not like UITM. Why is it unique? You know, when the, can you hear the noise or just me? Can you hear the lorry?
Yeah, but it's
Yes,
fine.
yes,
It's not that loud.
But it's fine.
Oh, okay. Saya je yang being distracted. So, okay. So the, what do you call it? So IUM is a very special university. Why? So when they established the university, they were asked, why should we have another university in Malaysia? We have many universities already. So so when they were asked this question, so we need to show the uniqueness. There are two uniqueness of IUM. Who can tell me? Huh?
It's a
Yes.
that it's a public and private university at the same time. I mean, it's a private, it's a public university, but it has also the private. Like, how do I don't know how to say it, but
So I think I understand, but the one that I'm looking for in terms of the spirit of the university.
It's international and it's Islamic.
Yes.
Islamization.
Yes, it's from the name. So it's from the name. It's international and Islamic. If it's Islamic alone, we have USIM. If you know USIM, University Science Islam Malaysia, they also Islam, but they're more say Islam. You see Islam science. But in IUM, the two, it combines both the Islamic and also the international, the international part. So it's different. It's different, and also it's being registered with the government of Malaysia, not as a university. You know, we are registered not under the Act, the University Act. We are not like that. We are registered under Company Act. It's actually a company because why? Because under Universities Act, under Malaysia University Act, the first language should be Malay language, and second language can be any other language or the English language. But in IUM, our first language is English, and our second language is Arabic. So there's no Malay language here. So therefore, we could not register our university as a university. Is a company, and because of that, what Ahmad was saying, they are part of the private. They are, because we are not under University Act fully. There are certain things that which are a mix between public and private. But previously, it was supposed to be like funded by OIC. Then OIC don't know what happened to OIC, and they no longer funding the university. So the Malaysian government is taking over the university. So therefore, we have to follow everything the Malaysia said, because we are funded now by the government. Previously, OIC promised many things, but because of the politics and everything, no longer. Okay, so Malaysia. So there are 7 missions of IUM, and this is, I don't know, when is the last time you read the IUM mission? Never. Never. So if you read, actually, these the fundamentals of why we have this university, and it's actually very important. There are 7 missions. So I want you to read these 7 missions now, and I want you to tell me, do you think IIM has achieved the mission or not? If yes, which mission? If not, which mission? Okay, I give you like 3 minutes to read this. Okay, finish? Finish yet? Finish or not yet? Rahimi, finish or not yet?
Finish window.
Okay, you tell me. Have you achieved IIM mission or no?
Half achieved window.
Okay, can you tell me which one achieved?
Achieve. When study.
Which number?
Which number? About number 6.
Okay.
To enhance intercultural understanding and foster civilization dialogue in Malaysia. Because for foreign foreigner, they can understand our culture and our speaking.
Are you sure they understand? Valid. Ahmad, can we speak in Malay?
Sikit.
Boleh faham ah?
Sikit.
Is
Faham
Islam,
sikit.
so only sikit lah. They don't okay.
Not all.
Not all. So how come you say it's achieved?
Achieve. Oh. Just understanding culture.
You sure they understand our culture?
Sure.
Okay, Islam. I have a question for you. Ahmad say you know. So Islam, are you there?
Yeah.
So if you go to a Malay house and you are walking in front of the Malay elders, what should you do?
Again?
You are in a Malay house, right? And there are many elders like uncles, aunties, older people, and you're walking in front of them. What should you do?
For my opinion, that I'm treating the old people like with respect. I sure respect the old people.
See, so no, because we are in the context. So Rahimi said, you know our culture. So do you know what to do?
No.
Thank you, Islam. Rahimi, so your point doesn't it's not valid. Rahimi. No, just kidding. Islam. We have a culture in a Malay culture. If you go to a house of full of Malay and older people, and you walking in front of the older people, what should you do, Rahimi?
Walking like this.
They cannot see lah. You like that. You don't stand up. So.
Just like rokok.
Just like
walking.
Do you understand Islam? What do you understand?
Yeah.
What do you understand Islam? Tell me.
You just lay your head like this to show respect to them.
You have to like really bow a bit like that, you know. So that's the Malay culture. Yeah. If you don't do like that, you are considered rude in Malay. If you don't do that, that's Malay culture. So Rahimi, give me another one that you think achieve.
Another one is like apa occasion.
Also, not only they should know our culture, we should also know their culture, you know. So not only that Islam should know Malay culture, but you should also know Egyptian culture. Do you know?
I know Arabic bit.
You know Arabic language and culture is two different things.
Oh, like different thing.
Language is a language. Culture is like language is part of the culture. Culture is bigger, like how you react, how do you treat somebody, something like that. So I think they're still not. You still don't know what our brothers and sisters from other countries' culture.
If they from Arabic, they just like kind of rude. In their language.
What brother? What you saying? You say rude?
They like a bit
So Islam
kesian.
and Ahmad is already laughing.
No.
Huh?
Macam
Huh?
dia orang bergurau kasar sikit.
Kecil saya jangan kata rude. Hana translate what Rahimi saying.
He's saying that the way he noticed that the way Arabs joke with each other, it sounds a bit more harsher with each other. I think it's to do with how the language sounds and not how you guys are actually joking around.
So it's
Because I understand, because I've been around Arabs, you know, it sounds like that, but they're not. They're just joking. It sounds like they might get mad, but
It's
they're not
us being
mad.
friendly, that's all, nothing much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the difference. So it's not it's harsh. It's not rude. We Malay are soft. The way we also we joke also like softly joking. So but there are many other than that, Rahimi, in terms of culture. Okay, it's okay. Let's ask somebody else. Who else? Ahmad, you tell us. So which one have you achieved?
Okay, so the first one is achieved.
So why you say it's achieved?
Because the IUM is known for its integrity, Islamic revealed knowledge, and human science. It was one of the top one or top two in the world.
But this number one is not only for the IKHS, including the engineering.
Yes, but because all of us are like all of us we take courses that are related to like UNGS and Islamic revealed knowledge. We
So you think we have managed to reform the contemporary Muslim mentality and integrate the Islamic revealed knowledge?
yes.
Give me an example.
Like okay, so let's say it's okay. Basically, I'm talking about my personal view, and obviously my friends,
Yes.
my close friends. Obviously, there are some people who don't see it, like don't view it the same way I view it. But I am basically, you know, how like whenever I hear the adhan, I always go to prayer. All of our friends we go to pray. Sometimes we have halaqah together. We sit down. We just talk. We have this like Muslim spirituality and Muslim Islamic
You
environment.
think everybody has that or only you
I mean,
in IIUM?
most of us, I believe most of us, also like especially the Malaysians. This is something primary in their culture where like.
Are you sure? Let's ask Aiman.
I am students. So
Yes, Aiman is IIM student. You agree, Aiman, with Ahmad's answer? Ahmad's statement?
Yeah, agree, but agree, madam,
Which part do you agree?
that he said that some of IIM student have the positive manner.
I would say most actually.
Yeah. Most.
So, are you included?
Me, madam. I'm not sure because let people judge me. That's it. I'm not. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So I think I need to do, never mind. I'll do a poll next time. Out of these 7, you choose which one we have achieved or not. Now, it's quite interesting from your perspective. Okay.
I mean, no, it's not perfect. I mean, in every university there's the majority and there's the minority. So I'm talking about for example, the first point, the majority is achieved, and also for the second point as well. Like for example, about integrating the quality of faith and knowledge and a better quality intellectuals, professionals. Like for example, we have Omar Suleiman. He's a Muslim scholar. He's a preacher. And
Let's talk about engineering here.
Okay, so engineering.
Because even number one, I want to from engineering perspective. We're doing yeah.
Okay, I don't look at it in engineering perspective, but I look at it in a like.
I want to look in from engineering perspective.
Environmental perspective.
Because I'm an engineering lecturer. We are from engineering, Corps of Engineering. So this should also be applicable to engineering. So which part have we done right? Which one have the university achieved? Don't talk about other people. Let's talk about ourselves in Kuliah of Engineering. So, Ahmad, So which one have we achieved? And tell me how. Quite interesting, right, to think about this. Whether we while Ahmad's thinking, let's hear from the sisters. Ada berapa? We only have 3 sisters here. Okay, one sister. You need to represent the sisters of the world. Tell everybody which one have you achieved. Mana sister ni? No sisters here? Counting once.
Number 5, madam.
Number 5. So explain.
In a way that how should I explain this? We have ethics towards each other. It's not that we
Huh?
are rude to each
Tak dengar lah.
Hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes. Can you speak louder and cepat sikit?
Number 5 because in my perspective,
Speak faster, sister.
I don't really have words. With in engineering, kuliah of engineering, do the what they call it, the environment is in Islamic perspective. We have the code and the dress code. We have the adab for entering the class and so on. And I think that is one of the things that achieve.
But number 5 is to exemplify an international community of dedicated intellectuals, scholars, professionals, office and workers who are motivated by Islamic worldview and code of ethics as integral part of their work culture.
We have lecturers from international as well, so we can know how it works, they work and so on.
Boleh lah. Okay, next. Okay, final. So which one we have not achieved yet? Elmi, you there?
Yes, I am here.
Which one we have not achieved?
Not achieved.
Hmm.
I think number 7 is achieved.
Apa?
Number 7 is achieve not so greatly. Number 7.
Why?
Okay, number 7, develop environment that instill commitment for lifelong learning.
Yeah. Why do you think it's not achieved fully?
Okay, the sentence lifelong learning, which means that every time, even after we graduate, we're able to learn something from IIUM.
It doesn't mean like that. It means that wherever you go, you keep on learning. Doesn't have to be from IIM alone.
Due to that, exams and like quizzes, so I think that because of lifelong learning, I only study for exam and quizzes only, so I'm not sure how 7 is supposed to be achieved. Especially in engineering part, because in exams only we understand, and after that.
Yeah. So okay, I understand. Thank you, Elmi. So you know when we say lifelong learning, I think even while you're doing your degree, that's why your intention of why you do degree is very important. So lifelong learning means that you keep on learning until you die. So that's basically it, and that's actually the spirit in Islam. Iqra bismi rabbikal ladzi khalaq. It doesn't say Iqra until just you finish your degree, and after that you don't have to do Iqra anymore. You don't have to learn anymore. So in IIM we are supposed to instill this to everybody. Until you die, you're supposed to learn. It's not you don't stop learning after you finish your degree. So that's the idea, but not sure whether we manage to do that or no, because if our students are learning for the sake of the CGPA, for the sake of the certificate, then number 7 is not achieved, because you just learn for the CGPA, you just learn for the certificate. Then after you get the CGPA that you want, then what's the point of learning anymore? In Islam, you learn not because of the CGPA, you are not learning because of the certificate, you learn because of the knowledge to make yourself a better person in every angle, including being engineering. You make yourself a better engineer, so you make yourself as a better Muslim. That's the idea of knowledge. So when you finish your degree, it doesn't mean that you stop learning. That's the spirit of number 7. If you look 1 to 7 here, all are excellent spirit, and it's supposed to be different. That's why when you graduated from IIUM, if you look at the mission, you are supposed to be different than those who what do you call it, graduated from other universities, from UTM, UTP. Why? You're supposed to have this integration of Islamic inside you. You're supposed to be able to talk about sirah. You're supposed to be able to know about fiqh. You should know about the hadith, the Quran, right? That's the aim of IIUM, to have this holistic. If you say here where there's a word of holistic somewhere, kat mana holistic? There's so we want to build this holistic nature of the students, and to better number 2, especially to produce better quality intellectuals, professionals. So we under this category, professionals, by integrating the qualities of iman. So you need to have you're supposed to come to IIM, when you graduated, compared to start joining, your iman should increase. That's the aim. So I wonder whether your iman increase or decrease when you join IIUM. And not only that, with the strong iman, with the knowledge, you build on the knowledge of dunya and akhirah. Not only that, with the good character, akhlaq. Have you improved your akhlaq or no while you're in, or just the same or become worse as you come to IIUM? These are the questions that we need to know. Because why? We want to have a comprehensive and balanced progress for not only Malaysia and in the Muslim world. So that's why the idea of IIUM is not for Malaysia only, it's for the whole world. I remember there's Prof Haris, now the Deputy Rector of Academy and Internationalization. He mentioned to the staff before, there was a CEO from the Islamic Development Bank, and when he came to IIUM, he looked at IIUM, IIUM buildings are so beautiful and everything, and he said IIUM is a present, it's a gift for Malaysia to the Ummah. So it's a different spirit of IIUM. It's not like other university. That's why the way we treat the international should be like our brothers and sisters. We are not like they are foreigners, we are locals, they are all our brothers and sisters. That's the spirit. So that's supposed to be the spirit, and I'm not sure. Later on I will do a poll to see whether we achieve this or not. So from my perspective, I think nowadays we are like lacking of the 7th, if you ask me, compared to 10 years ago. I was here like not 10, 20 years ago. It shows how old I am. So I was here already 20 years ago as a tutor, and I can see a lot of difference in terms of the qualities of our environment and students. Okay, but that's the mission. We should remind ourselves what's our mission so that we can proceed. So the program, apa nama ni? What is this program? Educational objectives. This in Aircraft Engineering, you have a few things that we want you to be. I think you can read this on your own. PO like crazy. These all things we lecturers have to go through and make sure that tick. You have engineering knowledge, tick. Problem analysis, tick. Development, tick. So we need to ensure that you all have all this. And one of it is communication. You need to be able to speak. So that's why in this class, when you participate, you have to think impromptu. It will improve you on the speaking communication. So you need to force yourself to speak. Otherwise, you don't know how to speak. And finally, I would like to start We just started with this hadith, this very important hadith. I always remind everybody, including me, why are we studying? Why are you coming to semiconductor device course? Why am I teaching? I should be like relaxing, I don't know. So this very important hadith where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, innamal a'malu binniyah. Verily deeds are only with intentions. Okay, verily deeds are only with intentions. Verily every person will get rewarded only for what they intended. Therefore, whoever emigrated hijrah for worldly reasons or for a woman, then his hijrah is for that to which he has put the intention to do hijrah. So you get, how many of us here? 13, 12. 12 of you here, right, brothers and sisters? All of you can be physically here, like maybe forced to turn on your camera, but when you go out from this class, the malaikah will jot down all the reward from Allah, and the reward is very, is as engineer we say, apa in English berkadar langsung. What's in English tiba-tiba hilang. What's berkadar langsung? Malay is bukan reciprocal, is apa? What's berkadar langsung? Awak semua ni tak pandang.
Proportional.
Proportional, yes. So the reward from Allah is directly proportional to the intention, the purity of intention. If your intention is pure, you get 100%. If your intention like I'm forced to be here, I don't want to join this one, so you get only 50%, maybe 50% of the reward. So although 12 or 13 of us will be here, but when we go out from this class later on, our ajar, pahala, reward from Allah will be different based on our intention. So starting of the semester, let's refresh our intention, learning for the sake of Allah, not learning for the CGPA. Okay, if you're learning for the CGPA, you will not get reward from Allah. If you're learning just for your CGPA, right? So you're learning because Allah told you to learn. Allah asked you to read, to learn the all this knowledge of Allah, and study this for the sake of Allah. Okay, and you will get reward from Allah. Even if you die while learning, you will get the appropriate reward from Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So intention is very, very important. Okay, now, so you see the rest, these slides you can have it in. So these are the things that, this is just starting. Okay, maybe starting I show you the periodic table lah. So this is the periodic table. I don't know when the last time you see a periodic table. When's the last time, Kamalia, you see a periodic table?
On CFS.
Allah, CFS, very long time ago. So maybe like at least CFS are not in Form 5. So if you look at the periodic table, it's actually a very interesting table. And where are the semiconductors? The semiconductors, they are in these three category here. Okay, group 3, 4 and 5. So it can be so silicon is a semiconductor, germanium is semiconductor, and then there is group 4. This is group 4 semiconductor, and you have group there's a combination of semiconductor, group 3 and 5. It's a combination of two elements, 3 and 5. For example, gallium arsenide. Gallium arsenide is a semiconductor, and you have aluminum arsenide, also a semiconductor. Aluminum alone is a metal, but aluminum arsenide is a semiconductor. Indium arsenide, also a semiconductor. Indium phosphide is also a semiconductor. Okay, so phosphorus alone is not a semiconductor, but indium plus phosphorus in one become one material, it becomes a semiconductor. Okay, so all semiconductors are basically in this group. So you have 3, 5 group, and you have the group 4, majority of it. Okay, now, so that's the brief one. So we have a few more minutes left. Now can anybody tell me, so what did I ask you to find out?
Credible YouTube channel.
Yeah, on what subject did I ask you to find out?
On semiconductor devices.
Yeah, what specific? I told you specific things. Number one.
Electron holes,
Okay.
proton, nucleus.
Okay, let's start with electron. What's an electron? Ifraj.
Electron is carrying negative charge that builds nucleus.
Aiman, do you agree with Ifraj's answer?
50-50, half-half, because electron is exactly a negatively charged particle. That's it. That's what from I understand.
Fadli, what do you think of Ifraj's answer?
50-50. The correct one is a negatively charged subatomic particle, but it is not apart from nucleus.
Okay, correct. So the wrong part is a part of the nucleus. It's not a part of nucleus. Okay, so what else do you know about electron, Fadli?
Sorry.
What else do you know about electron?
It's a negatively charged subatomic particle.
Yeah, you already told me that. What else? Benda lain. Anything interesting about electron? Madam, there's nothing interesting about electron. No, there is. Okay, so what's interesting about electron, Fadli?
It has a same number of proton.
Say it again. Say it again.
It has a same number of proton.
You say when you say it, what are you referring to it?
Electron has the same number of.
Okay, Maisara, do you agree with the statement or no? Huh? You agree? Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. Kamalia, do you agree with Fadli or no? No?
Yes. It's two different things. Right.
Two different things? What do you mean?
Electron and proton.
So you say Fadli's statement is wrong?
Yes.
Fadli, what do you think? You still think your statement is right?
I'm talking about the when we want to calculate the wait.
Okay, it's okay, we will wait. Everybody else get ready.
When we need to determine the atomic number, so the information can be used to find the information.
What does have to do with electron? Because I'm asking what's the interesting information about electron, right? Okay, who wants to help Fadli?
The electron orbits around the nucleus. The number of electrons, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same as the number of protons in the nucleus, because
Why?
electrons can jump from one atom to another if it's charged enough. If it's energized enough, it can jump.
Okay.
So that creates ions.
Okay. Okay, good. What else do you know about electron?
The mass of an electron is negligible.
Negligible? Who agree? Hassan, do you agree with Hannah?
No, I guess I think I mean there's a certain mass of an electron and there's a certain charge of electrons. The
Is it
mass,
negligible?
I don't think it's negligible. I mean, though it's really small, but it has a certain mass.
Yeah, in their world is in our world, yes, negligible. But in their world of the electronics world, they are like significant in terms of the mass. Okay, good. Now, next question. What is a hole? Faris.
Hole is a positive charge.
Hmm.
When the electron is moved from one atom to another atom, it's left the hole, which have positive charge that attract the negative charge, which is electron.
Okay.
And then hole also move when in conduct electricity. The electricity is conducted because hole is moving through the semiconductor when the heat converted in the
heat.
Energy. Give some energy to the semiconductor, so hole to conduct the
What's the difference between hole and a proton?
hole and proton. Proton hole is I think I don't know.
Okay.
Proton.
Who wants to help, Faris?
Madam.
Yes.
Electric charge carrier. Carrier with positive charge equal in magnitude but opposite from electron.
Yeah, but my question is what the difference between electron, a hole and proton, not hole and electron.
Hole charge carrier.
Yeah, what's the difference? You when you say difference, you have to say both sides.
Both sides. Okay.
So what's the
positive charge? Positive charge.
So the difference is?
Hole carrier, proton, charge.
So hole is not a charge? Doesn't have any charge?
Yes, carrier. Don't know.
Okay, Maisara, comment on this.
In my opinion, the hole is a vacancy that is formed from the electron that break away to form a free electron, while the proton is the positive charge by nature. It doesn't have to be formed from electron that break away. That's my opinion. Holes is about vacancy. Proton is about, it is by nature, it is positive. That's what I think.
Hole also positive.
But the proton, but the electron must leave that space.
Okay. Alright, brothers and sisters. So these very important things that you need to know about hole and electron and proton. So so when in the kindergarten level, okay, so I'm referring to whatever you learn before this is kindergarten level, right? They will explain like hole like a vacancy, like when the electron leave, you will have a hole. In a way, it's not, as I mentioned, it's not wrong, but when you explain certain physics, certain what they call it, nature or scenario in the physics, there are things that you keep on changing the the understanding, so to make so that you can explain the theory easier. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is it's not wrong to think like that, but later on it's easier if we understand the whole is actually another type of carrier. Yes, it can be due to when an electron leave an atom, it becomes there's a hole, but also it's easier to see as a like independent, because when you dope a semiconductor, you can dope it to become it can become a donor or acceptor. It become N type or P type, right? N type you have majority electron, and P type you have a majority holes. So it's like, and the electron hole behaves like their own behaves like with their own characteristics. Macam electron is like a pair. Electron is a carrier with a negatively charged carrier. Carrier means it can move. Okay, carrier means it can move. Hole is a carrier, but it's a positive charge. It can move as well, but positive charge. Proton is inside the nucleus where it cannot move. So where does electron is in the orbit. Hole also in the orbit. Okay, but proton is inside the nucleus. Proton inside the nucleus, and proton cannot move, although it have positively charged, but it cannot move. So from the perspective of us, electrical engineers, electronic engineers, we don't care about protons because it didn't move, so it doesn't contribute to the electricity. Because when we want to make semiconductor device, we want current to flow. So when we say current to flow, what constitute the currents, what make the current flowing are these two element carriers. Number one are the electron, number two the holes. Proton is inside nucleus, cannot move whatever you do it. Unless you smash it, then the nucleus will like disperse, but still it won't move at certain direction. It's another physics thing. Okay, but for us, the electronic engineers, we are concerned mostly on these two. So don't get confused, because sometimes I will put question out, in the question. Sometimes I will put information in the question that will what's the word? Apa kataan dia tu? It will make you confuse you. In one question I'll put like a paragraph of everything that I want to put. So you have to read the paragraph and you have to pick which one is important. So you need to be smart. You need to understand. Otherwise, you will use information which are not needed. So I'll put information about proton, neutron, everything. It's all there, but you don't need it. So you can just ignore. Okay. So so that's electron hole, and electron has its characteristics. Hole also have characteristics. It's like a partner. So electron has its own mass. Hole also have its own mass. Electron can move with certain velocity. Hole can also move with a certain velocity. Okay, but hole is mass is when they do experiment, they found out that the mass of a hole is heavier than the mass of an electron. So that's why it move. The velocity its velocity is slower compared to electron. Therefore, if you is important. Why? When you want to design a semiconductor device, if you want it to be fast, you want majority of the carriers to be electron and not the hole, because holes are like they will move slightly slower. Okay, so that's the difference between electron, hole, proton. Neutron is inside the nucleus. It's the friend of the proton inside the nucleus. It cannot move, right? 950, it cannot move. So today we be learning about, we just learn about electron hole. Make sure you are not confused. And electron hole have its own after this you will learn, like what Hannah was saying, is jumping. Why is it jumping? Why is it moving to certain why do it behave certain behavior? So electron hole will behave similar but opposite. So that's very interesting. Allah said everything Allah created in pairs. Everything in this world Allah created in pairs, including the electron holes. They are in pairs, but they work differently. Very interesting. Okay, alright, I think that's all. 9:50 you have another class. So on Thursday we'll go through the rest, inshallah. The doping, donor, band gap, Fermi level. Make sure you don't you jot it down. Make sure you still remember, because we have this kind of conversation. Okay, alright. So if you have any question, bring it to next class. Jot it down, and then we have a discussion that. Okay. I think that's all for today. Let's end the class with somebody reciting the doa. Otherwise, we cannot end the class.
Allahumma inni as'aluka ilman nafi'a wa rizqan tayyiban wa amalan mutakabbalan.
Amin. That's all?
That's all, man.
Okay, maybe next time you can start with salawat, a bit salawat to the Prophet. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad, right? Praises to Allah first, then you end with so it's a good doa. But one of the adab of being doa, number one, you praise Allah, you praise the the salawat to the Prophet, then you make the doa, then you end with praising Allah again. Then the doa will be like very nice. Okay, let's end. Thank you, Brother Ifaj. Let's end today's class with tasbih kifarah and surat al-asr. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, madam.
Yes, you too. Have a nice day.